Hello, Bob Gray Sr. Welcome to Ministry Moments every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time. I hope that you'll subscribe. I just went in to get some stamps here, and a guy walked out the door and he said, "I know you." And I said, "Do you?" He said, "Yeah." And he put his phone and he went over there to Ministry Moments and Soft Church. Probably there's my picture there. He said, "That I know who you are." And so no, I'm sorry, he was on Soft Church Problem, but he hadn't subscribed to Ministry Moments. So I told him to do that, showed him how to do it. So he did. So we got a shout out to Kevin this morning. Now, I want to talk to you. This is so important. In the 1980s, 70s, and 80s, 865 independent Baptist churches went bankrupt. They built big buildings and did a lot of things and got themselves in trouble. Now, the reason they got themselves in trouble is because their people were in trouble and they couldn't respond, and just a lot of inequities on every level. The word budget is very important. We're scared of it, we run from it, but you've got to have a budget. You have to have, or you got a bag with holes in it, as the Bible says. Now, so here's what I want to do. Just not long, but I want to talk to you about steps to biblical finances. Steps to biblical finances. So get your pen out, write this down. Not long. Ministry Moments is not a sermon. It's not long. It's just very, very practical helps. So steps to biblical finances. I refer you to Luke chapter 16 and verses 10 through 12. Now, and I'll read it to you. You can look it up later. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. And he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much. If therefore ye have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, then who will commit you the true riches? Verse 12, and if ye have not been faithful in that which is another man's, who shall give you that which is your own? Now, what you have, 100% of it belongs to God. Now, God has asked that you give tithes and offerings, plural. He's asked that. Okay, then does that mean the rest of it doesn't belong to God? No, it belongs to him. But he is saying here, and if you have not been faithful in that which is another man's, who shall give you that which is not your own? But check you cash and put it in one, put a big wad, and put it in your pocket. It's not your money. You've already committed yourself to other people. Now, we've got to be able to be good stewards. And Luke chapter 16 is worth studying too, by the way. But just to get control of it so it doesn't have control of us. We ought to control the mammon. The mammon shouldn't control us. And we'll see true riches. I think that a lot of you have simple. We were very frugal with our money and our bills were paid. And we had the best credit rating in town. Now that's just because we ran a tight ship when it comes to this matter. But now, not all staff members liked it. Neither will all family members like it. But so let me give it to you quickly. Number one, pay your tithes and give your offerings. Get this settled in your mind now. Pay your tithes and give your offerings. You pay your tithe to show that you're honest. You give your offering to show your love. So I want to express my love to the Lord. That's the offering. But I owe him the tithe. You owe him the tithe. Matthew 23:23. Unsaved people owe him the tithe. Okay, you got it? So pay your tithes. I'm sorry, pay your tithes and give your offering. So I need to get that settled in your mind. All right, you got it? Not net, by the way, but gross. The government shouldn't come before God. So not the net of your paycheck. And I'll tell you what's interesting. Tithes and offerings is plural in the book of Malachi and other places. I'll tell you why. Because they didn't get a paycheck every week, not like we have now, our economy we have now, get a check down and so on. So there's a reason why he said tithes plural. They had cattle, they had sheep, they had corn, they had whatever you want to call it, they had it. And they would harvest here, make the money. So tithes was plural because of all these different places. So if you get things for Christmas, I'd suggest you, my friend, you tithe. Your birthday's coming around and finally somebody gives you money. You tithe. Those are blessings. All right. So number one, pay your tithes and give your offerings first. Number two, we got to hurry. You're not listening fast enough. Get a weekly budget. Sit down and come up with a weekly budget. What you've got to pay each week. I'm heading somewhere, so don't leave me. Number three, you want to break it down in fourths. I'm heading somewhere. Next, obey the budget. Get an envelope system. and first week, second week, third week, fourth week, and take your bills and break them down into fourths. And then this envelope plus this envelope plus this envelope plus the last one is for the entire month. I would also suggest now that you use money orders. I've talked to counseled so many people got themselves in trouble because of checks bouncing, and some went to jail over it, because in Texas, they don't fool around with you. All right. So obey the budget, use the envelope system, use money orders, and break it down into fourths. Okay, you got it. I said, number one, pay your tithes and give your offerings. Number two, get a weekly budget, put it on paper, put your life on paper, obey the budget, use an envelope system, and use money orders and break it up into fourths so that you can make sure it's paid that month. All right. Stop credit card buying now. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Now, emergencies. I can't travel unless I got a credit card, can't get a ticket, can't rent a car, can't get a motel room. So, but it's a business card. It's not my, I don't use it for personal. I use it for business. And so stop credit card buying. Now, if you're using credit cards to pay other bills, stop that now. And I know gas is up. I know that. We'll walk, carpool, do something, but don't keep using that credit card. I'm telling you, when this pandemic was over and this gas war is over, then if the government gets out of it, the natural market forces will take care of it. We got to keep fooling with it. And Jimmy Carter did. When I came to Texas, my wife and I came to Texas in 1980, the interest was 20% and 21%. Yeah. All the churches were thrown into a pool, given to one bank, and that bank set the rate, and the government didn't interfere. That's usury, but they didn't interfere. So we got stuck with that when we came here. But because we got control of that budget, we were able to make it through that crisis period. All right. So number one, pay your tithes, give your offering. Number two, get a weekly budget, write it down on paper. Next, obey the budget. Use an envelope system. Break it up into fourths. Use money orders. Take the first week, second week, third week, fourth week, put it together, and then buy a money order to pay the bill. Make sure that you know what you owe. I know what you're doing. You're taking your bills, putting it in a drawer, say, even so, come quickly, Lord Jesus, and he ain't coming. One of my favorite stories, Dr. John Rice, Hyles Edison College, eating at noon, sitting there, and Dr. Rice liked to eat. Dr. Rice was eating. A student comes up and says, Dr. Rice, you're a man of prayer. You're a man of prayer. Would you pray that Jesus comes before our finals? Dr. Rice never broke stride. He just kept eating. He said, son, if Jesus didn't come when I'm having finals, he ain't going to come when you're having finals. I loved it. Stop credit card buying. Pay yourself first. That's number 5. Pay yourself. You ought to have a savings account and you ought to put money in it. I don't care if it's $1. Get in the habit of paying yourself. Otherwise, you're going to wake up old gray-headed like me, an old man, and you're not going to be able to survive. You're not going to live on that Social Security money. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. All right. So we're talking about steps to biblical finances. Number 1, pay your tithes and give your offerings. Number 2, get a weekly budget on paper. Number 3, obey that budget that's on paper. Use an envelope system and break it into fourths and put that money in and then collect it, get a money order and pay the bill. By the way, you're going to end up with an extra week in there. Boy, that's going to be good. And that's where you use to pay yourself too, by the way, part of it. Number 4, stop credit card back. Stop it now. Stop it now. Pay yourself first. Open a savings account. If you don't have one, open it up. Open it up. Always the interest rate's not very, you ain't saving nothing anyway. What difference does it make? Number 6, look for sales and coupons. Oh my goodness. We had a lady in our church, John Smith's wife was, and still is, a genius when it comes to this matter of using coupons. I mean, she could buy $150 worth of groceries in some cases for $10 and coupons. I'm just telling you, you say it's crazy, but you just go ahead and shop around, pay attention. Those Sunday coupons, and buddy, you're gonna find out it's going to pay off because food's going up. You know it's going up. All right. Number 7, seek help if it's out of control. Don't keep getting digger and deeper and deeper and deeper. Hand it to somebody. Mrs. Ayers was excellent at doing it. We had Brother Bowen was excellent at doing it. And people would do, I didn't have time for it, but they would go to them and they'd set up their budget. And in many cases, just bring the paycheck there until they got on their feet after 6 months, and then they could do it themselves. All right. So seek help if it's out of control. There are people that will help you. Number 8, pool or work, carpool or work pool. I'll get it out. carpool or work pool. Save on gas is so blooming expensive. Again, there are market forces. They'll take care of this. If the government will stay out of the oil drilling business and with Texas, let us drill. We'll drill, baby, drill, and you won't have the problem that you've got now. Well, the refineries are not. Well, the government's stopping them from doing it. We've got one refinery here that went dry, and just because the government shut it down. It's ridiculous. All right. So budget not based on overtime. Budget not based on, don't you say, well, I work 70 hours and that's 30 hours overtime and I'll put that. No. You get to where you are used to living on that week paycheck, not the overtime. All right. So base budget on 40 hours on the regular paycheck, not the overtime. And you can use that overtime to pay yourself. You can use it. And I'm going to, one of these Fridays, show you about how to reduce the debt. It's so easy. You take your payments, list them up, take from the smallest to the largest. When you pay off the smallest, that monthly that you pay, add it to the next one. Then when that's paid off, add those two together for the third one. After that's paid off, add 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you got it. It's a system. It'll work. Taught it for years at the sorority clinic. Okay, steps to biblical finances. Read Luke chapter 16. Please read it. Pay your tithes, give your offering, not net, but gross. Get a weekly budget, put it on paper. Obey that budget that's on paper. Use an envelope system. Fourth, put 1 week, 2 week, 3. That way you'll have it at the end of the month. Stop credit card buying. Emergencies only. Okay. 5, pay yourself first. Have a savings account. Look, open up one. I don't care if you got $50 in that thing. Open it up and get started. Look for sales and coupons. Save a lot of money that way. Seek help if it's out of control. Don't be afraid to go to your pastor and ask for help. Now, you got people that help you. You may be able to have the time to help you, but get somebody to get control. It's a mess. It's a mess. You'll not be able to do what you need to do for your family if you don't get it straightened out. 8, carpool, work pool. Number 9, budget not based on overtime, not on overtime. Base budget on the 40 hours. Got it? Okay. I went a little long. I'm sorry, but your money situation is a mess. I hope you listen. I hope you put it down, write it down. I'll see it every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time. And do like Kevin did, go and subscribe to Ministry Moments, YouTube, Bob Gray Sr. Just subscribe. That way you'll get it every week, every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time. I'll come to you very practical, just jelly on the bottom shelf. God bless you. Soul winning tomorrow, so don't visit. You got to win souls now. You get people saved and get ready for Sunday, but you get control of that finance.